I'm Easy Rock. I've been dancing since '83. Kind of got more into it in '84. I was really inspired. I grew up in Orange County, so I was really inspired by a lot of Orange County groups like Rockin' Wizards, Major Chain Breakers, who were also known as the Vans Breakers, Rockin' Lockers. I just got immersed in it just like everybody else did. I saw Flashdance, and it just opened a whole new world to me. So I got really intensely just involved in it, and got into the art, started trying to do graffiti, started trying to break. Yeah, it was just, I just got caught up in that whole whirlwind of stuff. And in Orange County, we really had some great places to dance to. We had a lot of skate rinks, so we had Skate Ranch and Skate Land, but we had Knott's Berry Farm, and Knott's Berry Farm had it was like Studio K. That's where all the breakers would go and meet and battle, and so I was very lucky to grow up in that time and in that place and have a lot of great inspirations at that time. I was really into breaking, going to Knott's, and I mean, when you're young and you're in hip-hop, time flies so fast, and I'm talking like a couple years went by, and it was like '85, '86, and like breaking was already dead. Like nobody was breaking, like you couldn't find anybody. So like I never really quit, but I went to my alternative, which was BMX. I had been BMX racing before hip-hop, and then I just started freestyling. So I got into flatland freestyle and dirt bike riding, or actually dirt jumping, and I was dirt bike riding, like motocross and skateboarding back in the day too, before hip-hop. So I kind of went back to those alternatives, but was waiting for that day when breaking would come back. And that's kind of coming up to like around 90, 91. I'd also gotten into like the lowriding scene. So around 90, 91, we start going to the LA Super shows, the lowrider shows, and the DJs are playing like old school stuff. So a few of us start breaking. Before we know it, we're meeting people, we're finding locations where people are breaking. We start hunting for places. Around that time, I was also airbrushing at the swap meet, doing like car mural stuff, mostly like lowrider type stuff, not so much graffiti. But I meet Dino, partner Dino. He has a little group called Hip Hop Function, and they're like, hey, we'd love for you to get down. And they're all dressed like B-boy style, and I'm like, what is this? Like, where you guys been hiding? Anyway, because of Hip Hop Function, I'm dancing with those guys. I run into Iceman. And Iceman, we see each other, and we're like, hey, I think I kind of recognize that guy. And like, we have a similar style, and he's like, yeah, you're a B-boy from back in the day. So we become good friends. We dance for like a year or so together, and then we hear of a guy named Zulu Gremlin, and we hear of the hip hop shop. So we're like, oh, we gotta go look for this guy. And like Mike's like, what's this Zulu Gremlin? Let's go look for this guy. And we're like, yeah, let's go battle him. And felt like we were like kids again, right? It's like, let's go find this guy's battle. And of course, we went to the hip hop shop, and there he was, and just completely like b-boyed out, and we were just like, oh, this dude's one of us. And so then we all became friends. So like, it's just crazy how these things happen. It was just that kinetic energy, that timing was right for some of us to meet, and the yearning for the culture to come back out, and for us to find it and find each other. And that's what it was just like. It was like a magical time. All right, so now me and Mike are hanging. We met Zulu Gremlin, totally inspired by the hip hop shop. I start getting more into like more like the clothing aspects of hip hop, and Gremlin's showing me a lot of that. How to build a brand. I start actually meet some people, and they want to start up a shop of their own in Santa Ana. So we start, and I manage a place called Funky Revolution, and it was an amazing spot. It only lasted like a couple of years, but we had some fun there. I did all the artwork, I did all the displays, I did all the design work, and brought a lot of incredible people down there to meet, to dance, to DJ. Just basically spread that vibe out there. But this was introducing me to a lot of like how to get involved with the clothing, how to make graffiti into clothing and make money from it. And that's when we started going down to San Diego, and we'd go on car trips with Gremlin, and go down there and meet up with some of the San Diego heads down there, and we'd go to the trade shows, and we would break at the trade shows like in circles. Remember, like we would get together, break, and they would just give us free clothes, and we were like, awesome. Felt like rock stars. I started meeting a lot of cool people. Met Zodak, Severe, top to bottom guys. I eventually moved in with those guys. I eventually moved to San Diego, and this was actually to help sort of organize the chapter down there that Gremlin had started, the San Diego Rocksteady chapter and to help out with the San Diego Zulu chapter. And I needed to get out of my house. I needed to start my life. So moved down to San Diego, and that's about the time I was becoming better friends with Asia and J-Love, and they were running the Zulu chapter there. And they were doing stuff with disadvantaged youth, and so they asked some of us from Rocksteady crew, hey, would you guys be willing to do these shows, teach these kids some stuff, share with the kids? And we were like, yeah, heck yeah. So that's sort of how we got the ball rolling as far as just doing stuff. Zulu, Rocksteady, the San Diego Graph Heads, and everybody down there. We just started getting more involved in the community. We started throwing like barbecues and like small events. So I'm down in San Diego now. Me, J-Love, Asia One, the rest of the Zulu chapter, the Rocksteady heads, everybody's down to help out. We're like, we need to make these park jams bigger. What can we do? We need to start teaching. We need to start teaching these kids more. So it happens that Legs is in town for one of the trade shows. We say let's do a bigger function, and I think that's a lot of brainstorming, a lot of late nights brainstorming. Me, Asia, J-Love came up with the concept of like the BBoy Summit, like an educational thing where we could all dance but also teach. And the first summit, the only guest speaker was Legs, and that's because he was already in Rocksteady. He was already coming for the trade show. He bought his own ticket, and it just all worked out. And yeah, that was pretty much the birth of the summit. It was small, and what made it so dope was its simplicity, the rawness. It was not that controlled. It was sort of throw together. It was like just a jam in the park, but I was in control of like making sure that this like lived up to be like what we thought hip hop was supposed to be. So I said no breaks in the music, continuous music. I want the graph a block away. I want the graph here. No battles, just ciphers. And if you watch some of the early videos, you'll just see that. You'll see that natural occurrence. You'll see B-boy circle, and then on the other side over here is like a graph circle, black book session. And then the MCs, Donald D and Whip, just live MCing over people dancing, and then just like calling out people and not even knowing their names, but this guy in the red jersey, and they're just rhyming what he's doing at the time. And actually the unorganized way it was, actually, it kind of sucked at times, but it actually made it legendary because people would talk about, oh my God, it was so packed I couldn't get in. Or, oh my God, did you see what happened? And then this happened. Or, no, they had to move it over here, but it was so much, and to me, it's that raw essence. And if you can find the videos out there, if they're posted already or whatever, to try to find and look and watch what it was like, because those early summits were magical. They were just like, they were so raw, they were real. They were the real deal. It was just uncontrolled, crazy, pure hip-hop everywhere. And man, I miss those days. Alright, Easy Rock here. I got my main man, Iceman here, going through my pile of stuff from the summits, and start off with these. These were the teaser flyers. Now, I kind of did the teaser flyers. Just toss it there. It's something. It was Press One that was our main guy for the flyers back then. It's a blueprint one. I don't even go there. Here's something. Original piece of art for this one, which became the flyer cover or the case cover for one of the videos, Summit 2. Got that. Yeah, going down the line. An early teaser flyer, and also became one of the first BBoy Summit t-shirts. I'm not sure the year of that. It's probably 94. And it was basically kind of Crazy Legs there, doing a little backspin. Yeah, just rolling down the line. A raw sketch. This is the original artwork for a banner that I did. Did you ever see that banner?
I think I did a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't know whatever happened to it. I wish I had that now.
Somebody jacked it.
Someone probably did jack it. I know, right?
On eBay, they're selling it.
Shit. Another, there's some press one artwork right there. BBoy Summit, 97. This became, this is the case. I have some of the video cases here, but don't know where the others are. They're somewhere. I don't throw anything away, so there you go. Card of me. This was cool. Okay, so Eternal 2 later became Eternal 2 Creations after we kind of ditched Zulu. Not because we wanted to, just because we had to, and became Eternal 2 Creations. This was our catalog, so there were some of the BBoy Summit t-shirts were available. I hand designed this whole catalog, which I'm quite proud of, actually. Kinko's. And you got all your merchandise. There's the videos telling you what's coming next. Little write-ups about stuff. This is the great part. Before the summit, there was the Zulu Youth and Zulu Nation and Rocksteady sort of barbecues out in the park. And this was a flyer I did for that, which was the San Diego Zulu Nation's Park Jam. And you got the Cheech Wizard there, and the Lizard, and they're just chilling. He's had enough burgers. So that's kind of how the BBoy Summit started. We were doing these events out in the park, and it just sort of spinned off into like, let's get more people together. Let's start having this once a month, you know, and then just started wanting to educate people. This is some of the original artwork for the medallions I was making around that time. That's kind of an interesting thing there. More case artwork. Press. Another press. This was, I think, the first, 94, BBoy Summit. This is important. 432F show. That's how we started. It was like piggybacking off of the 432F clothing trade show. So that's kind of how we got that started. That's a long story for another day. This is a cool one. If you collectors out there have this, you should be very proud. This is the booklet that I actually designed and put together. Took a long time, and it tells basically, in the beginning, tells the story of the BBoy Summit, and it's really nice in color. And this is a nice collector's piece. So if you've got that one, I think Mike, you do have one. If you don't, there you go. More flyers. Now, getting into merchandise. Oh wait, before I go into that, we're just getting rid of all the paperwork here. I redesigned, this was the original artwork with the glare. This is the original sketch for the original t-shirt, Healing the World Through Hip Hop Culture. And then about, I think three years ago, I redid it. So this is the new version. Kind of got rid of the Adidas just because. And yeah, 95 to 17. So we redid it in 17. The original is 1995. That's that. If you had gone to the summit last year, you would have seen the retrospect. This is just the raw flyer for design for what that was going to look like. This is kind of what I showed Asia. Like, this is my concept. This is what I want to do for the retrospect. We're going to have all the different years and t-shirts. And if you were there, you saw what this looked like. If not, you'll find pictures somewhere and you'll see what this really looked like. Came out. It almost looks like just like this, but in color, right?
It was dope, yeah.
Yeah, and full of just all this archive you're seeing here was in the thing. Glass cases, you know, so people couldn't steal it, of course. So, before I get to the t-shirts and merchandise, I was doing this is an original. That's my original subway train medallion. More medallion art that I was doing at that time. It's just kind of relevant because a lot of people will be like, oh, I remember that, I had one of those, or I didn't have one, or I've always wanted one, or Easy Rock forgot to send it to me.
My friend has one.
Oh, about last but not least, these are some of the original ink colored flyer designs done by Press One. Now Press One did all of our stuff up until 2000. He did 99, and then I think after that, he and I both just were not in the picture. But this is it. So these are nice. These are going to go in frames. They need to go in frames, right, Mike?
Yeah.
I'm going to give them to Mike, because Mike's really good at archiving.
Thank you.
Going into t-shirts, man. This is long, but we're going to do it. This is the first BBoy Summit hat. Nothing fancy. The Chinese letters. This one's cool. Got a little microphone. It's got the SD San Diego 95. These are really beat, but another one from the 97, I think. Alright, one of the first Summit shirts. There it is. Bam, nothing fancy, but that's the legs on spinning on a shirt. Alright, this one took me a while to find this one, but this is an original, and that's the BBoy Summit with the kicks in the crown with the gigantic Adidas on the back. That's a good collector's one. This is cool. This is what, 96?
One of my favorites.
Yeah, this is one of Mike's favorites. He told me the other day. This one's cool. These are the Summit edition, not the Eternal 2 Creations edition. These are the ones that you got at the Summit. This one actually has splatters. The sticker's still on it from the screen printer with all the sponsors on the back. which is kind of cool. Let you guys get a shot of that. Bam, the sponsors of that year. Super cool. Here is that original Healing the World Through Hip Hop Culture. That was my idea, my design. We kind of came up with the idea, and then I came up with the visual of it. Giant Adidas on the back. Wow. Another shirt that I designed for the Summit. This was 95, so this is probably Summit 2. Yep, there it is, number 2. Look, all inclusive. Got everybody in there. That's cool. This is when it was still Universal Zulu Nation Presents. We would have kept doing that. It's just that they thought we were making money off it, which we weren't. Nope. There's another BBoy Summit 97. Kind of going in a chronological thing. Got all the elements again, all inclusive. Keep it real.
Fresh.
This is one of my faves right here. This one I took Press One's letters, but I just twisted them a little, and then I added the characters. She's got the boom or the turntables up on the cinder blocks. You know, got all the elements. Everybody's there, ready, prepare for battle. This was 98, so this would have been presented and sold at the 99 Summit. And nope, that one doesn't have sponsors, so that came much later. I'm gonna go. This is a Press One. This was last year. This was 99. That's pretty cool. I think it's got sponsors on the back. Yeah. This is UCLA Campus Events Presents along with Eternal 2. Bear Witness. That's what I was telling Mike. I got a lot of the subtitles from Gangstar lyrics. I'm a huge Gangstar fan. Real quick, these are the joints. Bam. Super branded, San Diego, California, USA. Oh my gosh. TM, like, yeah, right. Like we actually had it trademarked then, but that's like a b-boy hip hop thing. You always put a trademark or a copyright, even though, you know, we don't really do that. Another joint, just blue. You could, some of these you might be able to cut out. Another one, that was fresh. Super heavy duty. I don't know how I think these were just for VIPs. Did you ever get one of these?
I
don't know.
I've never even seen it before.
Sorry, Mike.
But I got a letter in the mail though.
You got a letter in the mail.
You got invited straight for the letter.
He opened and read it. It said they were suckers. Chain stitch. This one's cool. It's got a little damage, but I'll have all this stuff forever probably. There it is. Of course, flyers, Press One design. And that, folks, is that.
My real name is Mike Rivera. I go by BBoy Iceman. Grew up in the city of Wilmington. You know, I started dancing in 1982. I went to med school in 83 to 85. I danced in Guadalajara for like 2 years. Came back. Ended up at the hip hop shop where I met Gremlin and Easy Rock and all these guys. And I collect some of my stuff from the BBoy Summit, and I got this. I don't know if you can see what this is. This is a collectible. They invited me personally to the BBoy Summit. See my name on there. Invited me courtesy to the BBoy Summit. Easy Rock sent it to me in the mail. It has my name on it. It says personally, Iceman, Rocksteady Crawl, who's going to be there, what it's about. You know, I got this and I kept this since 96 or 95, and I still got this. This is my collector. This is what I got. So I'm in there. Like the most moment I had is when I went and I met a guy named Tiny from Incredible Breakers. And he seen me and I said, "You're Incredible Breakers?" And I said, "Man, I battled your homeboy Deuce." He said, "Deuce?" And he didn't know. And I said, "Yeah, I battled him in Infinity in Long Beach with the time as I danced with Poppers because I was only B-Boy." He said, "You didn't dance with us," because he was doing wrist spins and elbow spins and cussing, doing windmills, cussing. You guys, you know, this guy's crazy. This Iceman didn't dance with us, so I danced with them. And I told him, "I battled your friend Deuce." He straight got on the phone at BBoy Summit and called his friend Deuce. Said, "Deuce, I got some guy named Mike on the phone. You battled in Long Beach." He goes, "Yeah, I remember him." So we were talking on the phone from BBoy Summit all the way to New York, like straight. Like, that was crazy, bro. And that was one of the moments that, you know, I talked to someone from New York that I met 20 years ago, and I got to meet him at BBoy Summit. That's like, you know, one of the dopest memories I have, you know.
Over the years, like Summit went from San Diego and then ended up in LA, and because it's in LA, a bunch of people come to LA, and while they're in LA, they want to practice and train, and they end up going to Homeland. So,
yeah.
Like, how long has Homeland been?
Homeland's been going since 1999.
1999.
Yeah.
And who works at Homeland?
I work at Homeland. DJ Irvin's our resident DJ at Homeland. You know, our homeboy Steve Moset's the graffiti writer there. You know, we've been there for 20 years. All was going strong. It's closed right now because of COVID, but we've been going there, and every year when the BBoy Summit, because we love it, because we get people from out of town, they all come to Homeland to practice, you know, from France, Germany, and like we're here for BBoy Summit, just coming all the way down. They come home to train, you know, and we see them like, oh, everybody from New York, everybody come over. It's really dope to see people come just for BBoy Summit. Shout out to BBoy Summit all the years, and I'm still going. I was there last year. I'll be there next year. I'll be there the year after. You know, BBoy Summit. It's Iceman. Peace. One love.